Greetings, Ben Warriors. Greetings. Greg is here. Another live stream episode coming in hot. We are coming in hot. It's starting to heat up. We're only 2 weeks away from halfway point of 2025. We're almost halfway there. How many of you pay attention to stuff like that? We're already halfway through 2025. The only reason why that is something that comes up to me is because I like looking back on my life and seeing what kind of accomplishments I've had since the beginning of the year. I mean, I look back every day and try to figure out, did I accomplish more? Did I do more today than yesterday? Right? That's all a part of what we're doing around here. 1% better every single day results to. That's the mantra. That's how I'm doing. Whether you're gonna do life like that, it's up to you, right? And yet, that's all we're here for. And at the end of the day, how many of you actually have been putting it, have some things to celebrate, right? A lot of people will be like, oh, you bragging. You're bragging if you're talking about wins. You're talking about losing weight and gaining strength or making more money or, you know, days, weeks, months of sobriety, anything that's like positive about a person's life. People that are usually not feeling so good, feeling a little guilty, feeling a little run down, overwhelmed in there. Be the master of those types of emotions. There, if you're telling yourself, man, that's bragging. You're bragging. It's not bragging. It's celebrating, right? Look, you want to know what bragging sounds like? You want to know what bragging sounds like? I'm going to try and do a quick skit here. Stick around. Let's see if I can pull up. I'll have a reason to brag. Maybe the old version. Oh, man. Did you all see the game? The Celtics, they bounced back in game five. My team we destroyed. We destroyed the Knicks, man. My team. We're gonna get through it. Even losing our best player, my team losing their best player. Guess what? That ain't gonna stop us. We're the Celtics. We're the best ever. We're the best ever because we're the Celtics. That's my team. Even losing our best player, that ain't gonna hold us back. We're the most incredible team ever. That's my. Because what does it have to do with my life? That's me pretending. That's me absolutely pretending that I am something that I'm not. Believe me, my brother. That's total bragging. Celebrating is saying, "Hey, you guys won't ever believe this. You guys won't believe it." Today on deadlift, I hit a new PR, all-time PR on deadlift. Right? See, that's not bragging because at the end of the day, you know how much work I've put in, how much consistency, getting through the highs and lows, all ebb and flow of life to maintain a consistency with my workout. That's not bragging. Someone that's celebrating, hey, I've released I've released 30 pounds since the beginning of the year because why? Right? That's not bragging. Celebrating the fact that you've released 30 pounds since the beginning of the year, that's not bragging because that's a personal accomplishment. Bragging sounds like, where I grew up here in northern New Mexico, this is also how it's, right? Someone will say, hey, man, um, I caught a fish. It was like 18 inches. This is the biggest trout I've ever caught. And then someone else would come in. Man, that ain't shit. You don't even know. My cousin's uncle's sister's brother, he caught one that was like at least a foot bigger than that one, man. So that fish ain't shit. My brother's sister's uncle's cousin's boyfriend, actually it's the ex-boyfriend. It's his son. He caught one 10 times bigger. That's how people used to talk when I was growing up, right? And that's literally that poverty mindset of always trying to chop each other down because we don't know how to build each other up. And what's changed? What's changed in your neck of the woods? Are you around people that build each other up? Are you around people that are talking about eating right, getting healthy, living a sober, happy lifestyle, living active, right? Not just worrying about losing 10 pounds, but saying, you know what? I want to be active for the next 40 years of my life. And how do I do that? Right? It has a lot to do with the nutrition, right? It has a lot to do with what kind of regular cardiovascular exercise that you engage in. But if you're just around people that are talking about other people, oh, uh-oh, hey, that's a red flag. But when someone is trying to celebrate their own personal achievements, right? That's the most incredible thing you could be talking about, especially if it's you talking about yourself. And yet here we are 2 weeks away from the halfway point of 2025. Most people don't even realize, oh man, it goes by so fast. It's always moving by so fast for the people that are just sitting back, not doing shit, wishing things change, wanting something to change, waiting for something to change. And it's like, man, everything is changing. It's going to keep moving with or without you. This thing called life is either doing you or you're doing it. What side of that coin do you want to be on? Where you're the doer or you're getting done? I'm a doer. I would much rather be a doer because I know that I've had times in my life where I was very checked out, and guess what? Life was doing me. It was doing me hard. It was doing me dirty. Raw dog, doing life. It was doing me, and I had to take my power back. But here's the thing: what do we talk about here? What is the philosophy here when it comes to my transformation? I've been on this journey for 13 years, right? 13 years since I hit my rock bottom. July 22nd, for those of you that don't know. July 22nd of 2012, right? That's when I hit rock. And that was a decisive moment in my life. And by decisive, I said that was I was either going to sink or I was going to swim. I was either done or I was going to get back up and I was going to turn my life around and not do it for a season. Like I knew in my heart of hearts, I was like, I can't just fake this one. I can't just do the minimum because I had tried that too, and I know I've helped a lot of people. I've tried. I should say I've tried to help a lot of people that were just looking for a quick fix. And I've literally had people running to me, run, help. And I'm like, man, are you all right? What's going on? For a lot of people, I'm usually that call, that 911. When they don't want to call the real 911, they're usually people that know me are usually because they know no matter what our situation is, no matter what the relationship is, I'm gonna pick up. I'm that kind of guy. Yeah, it's time to celebrate, brother. Celebrate, man. Anybody here that's almost to the halfway point of 2025 that if you have a personal victory, please comment that down below. I don't want to hear about your faith, your religion. I don't want to hear about what you think about this or that. I don't care about any of that. I care about what do you have to celebrate. Right? What do you have to celebrate? Because that's all that matters. Yeah, a lot of people be like, "That's bragging." It's like it's bragging when you're talking about something that's not you and acting as if it is you, right? Even if it was like, "Man, I just got a I just got a brand new car," and it's like, "Yeah, that's not really you. That's your car, right?" If you're needing to be complimented because of what you have versus who you are, see, that's the difference. Who you are, right? That's not it. You shouldn't be defined by your possessions. You need to be, if you are personally, here's the thing. This is where so many people get it wrong in life. Because we lack the discipline to really honestly, genuinely, sincerely take care of ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? To keep this vessel in tip toppy shape. Tip toppy. Can't keep this thing in tip toppy shape. To keep it in tip toppy shape, then what do? Since we can't keep ourselves in tip top shape, then we borrow credibility from outside things. So a lot of guys, right? You get validate guys and girls try and seek validation by their significant other, right? They try and define themselves. Oh, look who my wife is, or look who my husband is, or look who my boyfriend is, right? It's like trying to show it off as if like, and we go for it as society. We do. We actually judge people, right, based on that because we're all kind of guilty of this shit. And yet, right, if you don't have the significant other, then you'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna get that job. Wait till I get that big job or start that business, and right, I'm gonna buy that fancy car. I'm gonna have a fancy car, and guess what? People are gonna think I'm fancy. People are gonna think I'm different, even though when I get out of the car, I'm not that impressed. The car is really nice. You're not, and if you buy something like a car, you buy it for you, not for you to be seen in. That's very shallow. Yeah, that's where we live. We live in Shallowville, and that's actually not even just like that's not even just a like an analogy. That's like there's some literalness to it. It's like I because when I think of shallowness, I think about people that don't have an understanding of their truth, who you truly are behind the curtain, in the dark side, right? In that closet, who are you really? Who are you really? Who are you really? Take away the car, take away the job, take away the relationship, take away you as a parent, right? We love to be defined also by what our kids do. Right? We need that validation too. Look at my kids. Look at them. They're so wonderful. My kids, I used to laugh because you see the ones with the honor roll. My kid, honor roll student with the big bumper sticker, and then there would be the people on the other side of the track that say, "My kid beat up your honor roll student." It's like, man, we got to figure out a way, right? Just one side or the other. But yet again, what your child does. I mean, there's some pride in it. I got a daughter that's graduating high school. Like, I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her. I mean, I think outsider people will be like, "Hey, man, great job! Like, you did a great job as a." It's like, I'm gonna say thank you for that. But I know that. I mean, she's the one that did the rap. She's the one that put in the work. She's the one that's done it. So I'm proud of her. Yeah, I don't need any shine off of her. I'm not trying to take her shine. That's not her. That's her. That's why, for me, a lot of people, and you're like, no, you're happy. And this is because, like, man, I put in the work. I put in the work every day. That doesn't mean I'm fucking perfect. Far from it. And that's what stops a lot of people in their tracks is because you have this fear of being perfect, or you set yourself up with this. If it's not this way and that way perfect, then I'm not even going to waste my time. And it's like, no, you should. You really should. Because you even say something like, oh, I don't want to waste my time exercising or eating healthier or learning new things. I don't want to waste my time with that. It's like, what are you really saying when you say that? I don't know if it's something actually good for you. What are you really saying? You're just really saying, I don't want to do it. I'm afraid. I'm an adult. Don't leave me alone. Right? Mind your own business. Mind your own business. That's why this medicine is probably so hard. Because I think most of us, we're very insecure in this modern day. We can act tough, we can look we're tough, you know, but on the inside, we're hurting. There's parts of you that's hurting. There's parts of you that's hurting. Let's just be honest. Why can't we just be honest? To me, that's hurting. If there's some parts of you that's hurting, if there is, I'm sending you some love. I'm sending you some comfort, some strength to be able to get to the root of why are you hurting because someone else has done something to you. I get that. I've had that happen to me as well. What are you going to do with it? Can you become better? Right? Can you, is there a way to process that? Is there a way to heal from that? I can tell you in my 13 years, I've caused myself the worst amount of pain. Even recently, I've caused myself self-inflicted, right? The ego, that ego. And yet, throughout my life, I think I just take responsibility. I'm pretty sure I've caused myself a little more pain than what other people. I mean, other people don't give that. I've hurt others. Others have hurt me. You're not the same. Only other people have hurt you. You've never hurt anyone else. Correct? Is that right? Testing, test. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate your feedback. Hello, audio. Is it better? There. How we doing? Much better. Test. We were getting hot there. So here's the thing. 13 years. 13 years I've been sober. 13 years since I hit my rock bottom. I'm going to get fired up right now. So lock in. If you're here, lock in. We're in uncharted territory. Why do I believe that it's uncharted territory? Because I'll be honest with you, you can look far and wide. You can look all over this planet. You can look all over the place. And you tell me somebody that can show you a for sure process on how to get to a level of self mastery. What do I even mean by self mastery? That's to literally trust yourself. That is like ultimately not having self control, very different. It's having self awareness to the point where you are so aware of your emotional state of being at all times that you can process, you can sit in uncomfortable, and you can deal with the stressors of life. And yet, 13-year journey where I started through my own uncharted experience, where I started was sobriety. That's just I that was my biggest issue. It was the fact that my relationship with the drink was not doing me anything. making a lot of things in life far worse. So I hit a rock bottom, and it's sort of like who out there is going through a difficult time right now, or is maybe even just stuck in life and doesn't know how to get things moving in a new. What does it take? What does it take for you to? Unfortunately for me, it took like a really challenging, difficult experience, the most difficult in my life, for me to make some drastic changes. And when I look back 13 years ago, man, I wish I did some of the warning signs, some of the signals, some of the early signals saying, man, caution, caution, warning, 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 warning. Don't keep doing this. You're hurting yourself. You need to stop. Stop doing this. It's going to end well. And me, I'm going, but in all fairness, if we roll back the clock 13 years ago, and even to this day, show me somebody that literally has a process where they can tell you, hey, I can show you how to heal your whatever emotional wounds. There's very few people. So this is still very uncharted territory. But intuitively, when I hit that rock bottom, I at least knew in my heart, I was like, I gotta give up. I knew that. I mean, it was just how much more problems did I need to have? I already had two DWIs previously, and then comes the big old domestic violence arrest. You talk about a guy just asking for massive amounts of help, but it was really a cry for help, wasn't it? Don't we do this to ourselves because we get so helpless? As I see 222, it's sort of like when we're like full blown self sabotage. Maybe deep down inside, we're really just crying out for help, hoping that someone will see that something's off, something's wrong, man. Like you're drinking from like the morning to late night every single day. Like something's off, dude. You're just hoping that maybe someone notices, but maybe they don't. And that kind of even puts you darker into that freaking pit. Is when people are kind of preoccupied with themselves. That's a tough thing. Right? And I think there's a lot of people listening to this that you don't really have people that you think you got people that got your back, but they only got your back when you're doing the same shit. When you know, and if you're doing the same shit, no one's gonna really call each other out. And if you're hanging out with a bunch of people that love to go party, just sit back, and watch other people. Who's gonna be the one to call the other ones out? You're all doing the same shit, right? You're the common denominator of the people you spend the most time with. And unfortunately, that can be a painful revelation for you to wake up and be like, I'm really hanging out with people that live healthy lifestyles, that believe that sobriety is way more powerful than addiction, that they exercise on a regular basis, they have goals for their life, they have goals every day, they have weekly goals, monthly goals. I heard something full blown self sabotage. Full blown, man. It was full blown, dude. I mean, it was a death. This guy, crash and burn, full blown self sabotage, right? Self destruct. I had my fucking finger hard, firmly pressed on that button. And yet, here's the thing: intuitively, when I was in that bottom, I said, sobriety number one, ask for help number two. No one told me to do this. No one begged me, hey, bro, time to get some change going. No one did that, man. Right? There's a part of me that I was like, no one gives a fuck about money, right? There's some of you that feel that way, and that's a really tough. I know that well. Still down. It's not a healthy place to go. But what I've at least realized along my 13-year experience trying to figure it out is that I had to have all options on the table. All options had to be on the table. Nothing could not, because there was no certainty as to what was going to give me. And I was very skeptical of any form of magic being the solution to all of my problems. Because the truth is, I got sober. That was important, but that didn't get rid of all my problems. I asked for help, started going to therapy. That was important. That didn't get rid of all my problems. That didn't get me to a place of self mastery to truly trust myself. Right? So getting sober didn't get me to a place where I truly trusted myself. Getting sober, I mean, asking for help, going to therapy. I didn't do it either. It was important. Both those things were important. They did not get me there by themselves. Going to church, right? Becoming a Jesus freak there for a while. That was cool, but it didn't get me there. And I'm sorry if you are have a different opinion, right? I'm not here to offend you. I'm not here to challenge your beliefs. You do what you do. I just know I went all in on Jesus, and I was still miserable. I was still hiding a lot of shit in my closet. I was still fighting with my ex, still very confrontational, and yet I was all in. I was all in. Perfect attendance, all of my membership dues, and you know what I mean by that, right? Just never miss church, always pay my tithes, going on all kinds of extra, doing all kinds of extra things. It didn't get me to a place where I truly trusted myself. And a lot of what I thought was kind of problematic with the Christianity was the doctrine says put all your trust in God. I'm like, okay, I did that. But doing that when an uncomfortable situation would happen and it would trigger the emotional program deep inside of me, putting all my trust in God didn't cause me to act differently. When I was triggered to have an basically a subconscious emotional program run its course, causing even greater problems. And so it's like, okay, so that didn't do it. That was nice. It's good. I believe in the spirituality. Still very much tapped into the Great Spirit, all creation, but my beliefs have shifted drastically. So that didn't get done. So what got it done? Exercise. I started exercising. I started eating healthy and exercising about 8 years into the process. That was important. Guess what? That didn't get it done either. I didn't get it done. I still couldn't trust myself. I still had anger issues. I still was confrontational. I still felt like things would happen, especially in intimate relationships that would trigger a version of myself, I would call it, right? Like a very dark version of myself that was nasty, man. I was a mean motherfucker. I would do a lot of shit that I really regret. Okay, so getting sober didn't get me to trusting myself. Asking for help, going to therapy didn't do it. all again, these were important things because they all, again, where I'm at now, 13 years of uncharted territory of searching relentlessly. Like, the one thing I didn't do is I didn't relapse. 13 years. I didn't say, fuck, I haven't figured this out yet. Let me start drinking. I didn't give up on therapy. I've kept that going this entire time, right? Exercise didn't really kick in until about year 6, year because I was doing school. I went to school first. I went to college first, and then a few years into that, then that's when I said, "Right, I'm gonna start exercising." Right, but what I realized is I was exercising, but I was still thick and heavy. So even that, I was like, I was strong. I was like fat. I was strong fat. I don't know what we call that, like super dad bod, something along those lines. But I felt super unhealthy because I didn't change the nutrition. So then a few years later, I changed nutrition, and that transformed me physically. But guess what? Coming off of a 21-year marriage expiring, I got into my first long-term relationship after. And holy smokes, wasn't that an activator? Trauma, deep-rooted trauma. Eesh, I thought I was in the clear. I was like, man, yes, yes, I'm free. I'm out of this marriage for 21 years. A whole new thing. Transforming myself. I've stayed sober. Still getting, I'm still working on myself. And like 10 years, 10 years of therapy didn't heal the emotional stuff. That's what I'm ultimately getting, is that this whole wilderness experience thing that got pushed off, not intentionally, it was unbeknownst, was what does it take to heal deep seated emotional trauma mostly all of us are carrying around to varying degrees, but it's there. Because it's there, it's rooted in your childhood, 0 to 10 years old, because it's there. You may think that you're an adult, but you are. It doesn't mean you act like it. It doesn't mean that because you have aged and grown physically, it doesn't mean that you've matured mentally or emotionally, especially when you are emotionally active. It can be called triggered, called pushing buttons. When the emotional wounds are stimulated, there's a whole other version of you that comes out. When I was in the religious environment, we would just kind of sugarcoat that. Ah, this is how it is, bro. Just pray, bro. Pray for forgiveness. Just, just ask God to forgive you. Okay, God, please forgive me for being an asshole tonight. But what did that do to change me the next day? It did nothing. God, please, please, God, can I never be an asshole? Never change me. Right? And so here I am, 13 years into the future, and it's like it's all come together. All of this uncharted territory, all of this exploration of self, wasn't out. I've done plenty of global exploration, but mostly the past 13 years, the thing that I've explored the most is who I am on the inside. What's going on in my head, what's going on in my body, what is the energy about when this happens versus that happens, how does that show up inside of me? Yeah, man, it does. It's just, as long as you can admit that you're a loser, that's kind of a loser. and somehow you're not a loser anymore. You still wake up and be a loser because loser means those are habits, those are patterns inside of you. And it's all limiting beliefs to even have that kind of negativity about yourself, like how you define yourself, be that critical spirit upon yourself. And yet I'm still still go to therapy, still sober, still exercise, right? Grateful for the health, grateful for the power and the strength. The body still open to learning new things. Probably the newest thing that I've really just locked in and said I'm all in after really the first time trying it was breath work. I've been going all in for 6 months because I was like, whoa, this is next level shit. This is worthy of being incorporated into my daily practice in terms of even being like in the top three of my daily practice, which any of you have done 1% Better Everyday Journal, there's your mindful practices, positive affirmations, breath work, journaling, meditation, grounding. Literally, breath work went straight to the top, like the top three. That's how powerful that is. And yet, am I there yet? Have I reached nirvana, total enlightenment? No, not yet. But I do know that what I consider to be self mastery is absolutely taking hold in my life. Absolutely have receipts to show the transformation, the growth, the expansion, the healing, to be able to compare and contrast who I used to be 6 months ago. I said, we're at 6 months, we're halfway through 2025. You have some personal accomplishments that you want to celebrate. It is your personal. I have a daughter that's graduating a week from today, and I wouldn't put that as my personal accomplishments. I wouldn't be celebrating that as my personal. Her, I graduated with not one, but two, three college degrees. Guess what? Those were my personal accomplishments. Kid graduating with theirs is a personal accomplishment of mine. Yet a lot of people need that because you're lacking on your. You stopped living. Lacking means you've stopped living. You said, you know what? I don't really need to do the work. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Busy on, dang, 6 months, dude. That's huge. Dude, I'm so proud of you, brother. Here, that's double high five right there. 6 months off of narcotics. See, that's a personal accomplishment. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And there's a lot of times that we don't keep receipts, right? Again, the daily practices. The daily practices is what? Positive affirmation, journal. Top three, man. If you just do those top three, your life is gonna transform. And yet here we are, halfway mark. So much. Shower me with all those beautiful gifts. We're at the halfway. If you're anything like how I used to be, man, I would always look forward to summer because it would be the same old shit. More daylight, more vitamin D, a lot more time to walk around, more time for burgers and dogs, barbecues, overeating, over drinking, overindulging, not doing things that actually improve my life. It was just a just continue repeat. And yet, who here, if anybody, is ready to like make this summer the summer that everything changes, that you actually transform who you are? Because in 90 days, right, June, August, like in 90 days, you do the 1% everyday journal for the whole entire summer, you lock in, right? You're gonna be the same. You're gonna be the same. Writing down monthly goals, weekly goals, and then daily goals. All of those things tie in on top of doing what? Little 91 day self development training program with probably over 7 hours worth of coaching videos for you, guiding you from self sabotage to self mastery. The end of 91 days, do you have self mastery? No. I guarantee you that 13 years ago when I was on this journey, I would have given fucking just about anything to have had somebody that had this type of knowledge ready to rock and roll, to accelerate my healing process, to collapse the timeline that it takes. And by collapsing, I'm not talking magic tricks, magic pills. I say, hey, say these 3 words tonight and write it down and put it under your pillow. Sneeze one time, jump up and down, and guess what? Everything will be, all your dreams will come true, man. No, it's little, Adam, it's little by little. Consistency, commitment are so much more important than how fast you do. It's just being consistent, committed to daily actions, one step at a time, 1% better for an extended period. Well, 3 months is really like an incredible period where you can absolutely transform yourself. They say that there's something called the 90-day rule, that what you eat today, you'll feel it tomorrow. Right? If you eat really bad today, you'll wake up tomorrow and you're going to feel lethargic, just feel bloated, your stomach's still trying to process stuff. Like if you really overdo it nutritionally, you'll feel it tomorrow. But guess what? It'll show up. Feeling it tomorrow is one thing. It'll show up 90 days. You mean it'll actually appear in your body. Like, so it's sort of like you're ever trying to do like some kind of a shift in your nutrition and your exercise and fitness, right? It's like you can't really have nearsightedness. It's not about, well, what'd you do in 30 days? What'd you do in 60? 90 days and beyond. 90 days, 180, year. You got to go much farther off into the horizon when you start to do some transformational work from the physical perspective. Nutrition, you're not going to truly start to start seeing that transformation unfold 6 months to 1 year. But if you lock in for 90 days, that's going to break you past a lot of patterns, especially when we're staring at our favorite season, summer, right? It's the season that most people overdo it, right? Overdo it, a little more active, but a lot more indulgence, a lot more indulgence, a lot more hours to be indulging, especially daily hours. And so we really kind of we set ourselves up for the crash that comes, right? Because that's a 90-day period. So things you do for those 90 days, guess what? The end of August, September, October, November. So by the end of the summer is when it starts all of that starts to show up in December, and then that's why a lot of people literally start a new year flat-footed, feeling like shit, because again, you aren't locked in, and that's what it takes. Because again, sobriety didn't transform my life. It's important. Getting help in terms of therapy didn't transform my life, but it was important. Exercising didn't transform my life. It was important. Eating healthy didn't completely transform my life, but it was important. Doing the emotional heavy lifting, going in the time machine and getting to the root of what was really subconsciously programmed within me as to how I would respond to different situations, especially because of having abandonment wounds, mommy wounds, daddy wounds, codependency wounds, all from childhood. Once I got that stuff under a lot more awareness as to what caused me, what made me tick, what made me go boom, more so, what made me go boom, understanding what set me off. And was it because of the current situation? No, it's never about the current situation. It's always all the way back. Things you're experiencing are all rooted in. And that is, to me, that's uncharted territory because we don't see like that. We want to act as if, man, I'm not a kid no more. That don't have nothing to do with me. It's like it has everything to do with your emotions. And most people have a hard time with food and maintaining healthier balance in nutrition. Why? Why do we have eating disorders? Why are 40% of Americans, can't speak for the rest of the world, Americans, 40% are obese. Obese. Why? Because of unhealed trauma. We have overeating issues because we're not dealing with our emotions. And yet, so here I am, uncharted territory, figuring this out. Figuring it out through my first hand experience. I don't need any kind of, like, I don't have any certification on the wall. Actually, I have one. Do you see it? You see the one certification I have on the wall? I'm a certified badass. That's, that's the only certification I got a breathwork with. But beyond that, in this day and age, and I've been in therapy for 13 years. I always say therapy is really awesome. Great therapy session today because it's just a good sounding board. Sounding board that's neutral. Therapist can share all kinds of stuff with her. We built a rapport. I can be very vulnerable, open, honest, and she's gonna reflect that back to me based on how I've been showing up in life and what I've been sharing with her. As long as I am presenting reliable, honest information, I think we had a few back and forths today that were good. It's good to have that, but she hasn't healed my emotional. She didn't heal my emotional trauma. So a lot of people will be like, well, either why do I need a therapist or you're not a therapist. How can you help? I can help you because I'm someone that believes that the age that we're stepping into, anything you feel in yourself, you can then turn back because you have learned the process to heal your part of it. And now that actually qualifies to then go and help someone that has a similar experience as you. And that's what puts me here. That's what gives me the qualification, the certification to be here is that I've been doing this healing experience, been a journey for 13 years, been relentless. I've got the receipts. mean, you could just play back videos in 2022, 3 years ago. I started doing a live. It was to commemorate my 10 years of live every day from January 1st to July 22nd. And yet, if you listen to that version of me and you listen to this version, that dude has definitely just listen to how I present what is ultimately a lot of the same information. And it's just I've grown, I've evolved, I've healed. I know that back then I was angry. I was a lot angrier. I was still conflicted inside. I was going through a heartbreak. So I was carrying around anger, hearing the voice, hearing the delivery. And yet that's a beautiful receipt. Something captured from a beautiful perspective. And to me, I'm grateful to have those types of receipts. And yet, because I have a teaching, I've worked in higher education 10 years, public education for a few as a teacher in the classroom. The way my mind works is I always figure out, I've been continuously trying to figure out how do I continue to improve myself? How do I continue to get myself best? One of the things that I've healed the most in the past 6 months, 13 years, and 6 months, I've had a huge healing take place. And what's cool is that what I realize about the healing is that what I experienced wouldn't take you 13 years of doing all the things I did to get to this place. No, because I have this now experience, I can look at all of these different variables, all these different things that I tried along my journey, and it is crystal clear to me the ones that actually worked and were the most effective getting me to the place that I'm at, which is having self mastery, self awareness, emotional intelligence, emotional literacy. Those things are really the most. They're what's going to truly set me free. Sobriety didn't set me free. It cleared my mind. Church didn't set me right. It didn't set me free. It's still pretty. Exercise did set me free. It mattered. All of these things are mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, because I have a way to guide people and say, okay, crystal clear. You're on your day one. You're ready to go day one. Okay, I have a process. You can go from where you're at, where I'm at. The amount of time is a variable. The pathway is very, very, very clear to me. How to get you. And it starts with, like, are you willing to give up any kind of chemical dependencies? The answer is no, then you're not ready yet. Because for me to compromise and say, okay, well, that's okay. I don't care if you still drink. I don't care if you still smoke. I still want to help you. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that's like, no, that's going to handicap your progress. It doesn't make. If you're not willing to do life on life terms for your mind, right? Then getting to where I'm at and experiencing what I've experienced, I don't believe is possible. I don't think you can bring that with you. And the sad thing is that the reason why I think most people even have that to begin with is because of the trauma. Pain relief. Pain relief becomes dependency. And dependency we mask as, well, I just like to unwind. I just like to have fun. I just like to. I'm an adult. I get out. I'm an adult. What, you think I can't have a drink when I want to have a drink? It's like I'm not saying any of that. You do whatever you want. I'm just letting you know that if you ever want to set yourself free from the dependency of those things, right? It would benefit you. And I'm not some arrogant guy. Like I have always filtered the things that I release. I always look at it before I release. As I say, okay, I start to evaluate the relationship, the energy dynamic between me and a substance, right? So before I gave up my THC dependency, right, I started having an awareness where the relationships, they shift. And if you're at any level of chemical dependency, you know this. You know that your favorite drink or your favorite substance, that none of this fun lasts forever. As I see 555, that's a number of change. And yet, none of these things last forever. We get tired of it. It's so easy doing it anymore. Ah, tired of feeling this way. Like you have those conversations with yourself. If you're honest with yourself, just, why do I keep doing this to myself? When you start to have that kind of resentment towards relationship with you and a substance, you ask for some help because clearly it has your grab on you. It is deeply, deeply in control of your actions and behaviors. And that's a scary place to be. That's a very disempowering place to be. And I've been literally uh, feel your pain. But I do know that it's as a brother that cares about you, sincere love. If you're somebody that's just tired of your own bullshit, your own dependency, your own fucking whatever you want to call it. If you're reevaluating this thing, it's like that's the time you need to ask. You need someone else to step in. You want somebody that's at life coach level, transformational coach, reach out. Maybe at results coach, one-on-one coaching. If you want to even just be exploratory, download the results coach app. This is free. Book. You look the workbook, have those for sale, but you can just print out the worksheets. There's a course in here, one of the first five. It's called Breaking Up with My Addiction. Breaking Up with My Addictions. And your addiction could be anything. And the thing that sets apart the work that I do is these are like fun worksheets, but they're not. It's challenging questions when you think this. Because what you need to do, breaking up with my addictions, you gotta declare what your addiction is. You gotta declare how long you've been addicted, and then you do right in this little pill bubble here. You gotta write what are the happy side effects. Right? Why do you like it? What are the good things that you love about it? But what are the negatives? And guess what? There's videos with me guiding you through filling out exactly coaching you, coaching videos. You gotta admit, how powerless are you? You gotta circle which of the stages of addiction are you in? Are you experimental, regular use, risky use, dependence, or full addiction? You gotta also start realizing your patterns with it as a relationship. You also gotta identify what does it cost you? What does it cost you in terms of time? What does it cost you in terms of money? What does it cost you in terms of your peace? What is it costing you with your health? And what is it costing you in terms of connections? And there's literally 5 days of these types of worksheets. You can do this with multiple types of addiction. Anything that you're just wanting to really evaluate your relationship with something. This is free right now. You can print these out. You can purchase one of the self-discovery workbooks. We'll send that to you, but you got to download the Results Kill Excuses app. Just type in those three magic words into your app store. It's there, right? That's just a part part of me wanting to help people that are ready to help themselves. You're ready to help yourselves, then you're not doing you. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part by continuing down my path of healing, growth, and expansion towards becoming the best version of myself, which feels great because that gap just keeps closing every day, every day. Something there, energy between some heat, some spark. Wow, it's good. So that's what's going on the Results Kill Excuses app. It's the first 5 courses, and every one of them has a video guide on how to fill out the worksheets. I mean, it's all there for you. But will you show up? Will you start to make some shifts? And yet, the ball's in your court as we're coming up. I always say it's not how you start the race; it's how you finish. And we're coming up on the halfway mark. So, are you going to finish the second strong, or are you going to just cruise through again and then be all guilt ridden? Another year's gone by, and you still haven't done shit. It's up to you. I keep winning each and every day. We keep winning the day. I'm gonna keep putting in the reps. I'm gonna keep going into uncharted territory because one of the areas that I've really had tremendous healing with is through integrating really the breath into my daily regimen. It's number two on my board, but I usually don't edit that because it's usually I synchronicity, positive affirmations, journaling, and yet I truly do believe that the breath of life healing circle. If it's something you've heard about, something you're a little scared of, but wondering what's going on in there. We have some beautiful souls that are showing up with a lot of vulnerability, a lot of openness, because it's there's no judgment, right? No one's there to judge. We're all showing up with a level of vulnerability and openness, allowing each other to see each other, not feel a sense of like I'm being judged here. Stuff. It's just, this is what connection is all about. Real beautiful connection. When we find the courage to connect with other people that have had similar experiences. By similar experiences, it's just did you have a traumatic childhood? All kinds of degrees. If you did, the breath of life circle is not just about doing breath work. There's some connection, there's reflection, there's conversation based on the reflection, there's visualization, and then there's breath, which ultimately is allowing those elements of real fertile ground to peace. As part of the homework, like doing the life review, jotting down all the significant experiences of your life from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to whatever age you are now. Really writing down all of the significant events, the most impactful. Some of you may have fuzzy memories of the past, and that's why that makes it even that much more to do the life review now. 20, 30 years, whatever. At the end of it, it's better to do it now because then you can make adjustments so that you can truly live out whatever phase of life you're in. You can live out the rest of it with maximum amount of freedom, maximum amount of happiness, bliss, alignment, health. prosperity and joy and love and kindness. Peace doesn't matter what's going on. Peace isn't what's happening in the world. Peace is what's going on. Peace is an inside job, not an outside. Peaceful within doesn't matter what's happening on that. What's going on the outside world doesn't mean you're not a caring person. It doesn't have a negative impact on the inside. Most of us emotional highs and lows just based on athletics, professional level athletics. Hi, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like man, I used to be the worst at it. It's like that is not healthy for you. It's not healthy to be an observer of something that takes you to high emotions and low emotion, right? That is a sign that the higher and the lower your emotions go, you see people that breaking TVs. It's like, oh, someone has some unhealed trauma. That's what that is. Just like me, I used to tell myself after I got sober, I created a sweet tooth. I didn't have no dang sweet tooth. I had unhealed trauma because when I got triggered, I felt loved, appreciated, but my way of dealing with that discomfort inside of me was to pull in the gas station and get a bunch of candy. Time for a sweet tooth. Gotta feed my sweet tooth. And it's like, oh, what's really going on? Because self awareness hadn't really kicked in. Is feeling loved. Why would you be feeling unloved? Oh, this happened and that happened. You just break up. You're still healing from that. Okay, well, let's sit in that. What else can we do to cope with it versus doing unhealthy activities like eating excessive amounts of candy or junk food, gambling or gaming, or just checking out on life, looking for distractions to just preoccupy our mind. Some of us use people for this. We just need people. We can always be around people in the middle of people just so that we're in the middle of all the fun things that are happening in life. Have FOMO, right? We're missing out, but it's really that you just can't sit with yourself. It's so scary to sit with yourself. People need to sit there with themselves and it's not without distractions. There'd be a lot of stuff coming through. And especially if you can actually have a pen and paper writing down all the stuff that's coming through, talk about some revelations about what's really going on inside you. I guarantee you that if you were to sit in silence, no distractions, nothing for an hour, just try and write down all the thoughts, you would to try and sort through and figure out what's really going on inside. I'm somebody that can help you to deconstruct that and really get to the root of these reoccurring thoughts. Because the sad thing is that all you got to do is listen for 1 hour, and I can guarantee you it's a broken record. Probably replays it. So it's like listening to the Christmas station, play the same dang songs when Christmas time comes. That's your head. Your head's saying the same negative thoughts day in, day out, broken fucking record. You're never good enough. You suck. No one loves you. You're unworthy. Right? You're a piece of shit. I hate you. Whatever it is, man. Just broken fucking record. Day in, day out. That's all you're listening to inside. So that's why you need the music and you need to hook up and the dance. I love the music so much because it gets you in your body, but it doesn't deal with the head. What you need is out of your head, your body, everything down. Starts to activate your awareness of your conscientiousness, your energy, your spirit, so that you're not so physically focused, not so focused on the physical. You're not so focused on the mental things. Just overwhelm you. You can just be in your body. As you're in your body, you're gonna feel that. Whoa, there's some really sit with your body, and is that painful? Why is that? Everything, every ache and pain in your body is literally a very clear roadmap to what's right, what has happened to you. But again, a lot of us don't even believe in that type of medicine. I'm not talking about, oh, you broke your arm. No, when you have little pains and aches, they're all they all are indicators as to where you have energetic wounding blockages based on your childhood, ancestry, people that you were raised with. Stuff shows up in that. And most of us are just so oblivious. We just either want some Motrin, some alcohol, and I see one wounds. And yet, that's what helps me is having to understand and be very solid, very clear. That's why the sobriety matters, the eating matters, caring for yourself matters, exercise, like breathing, moving, loving, caring, nurturing yourself, yourself, yourself. You thought I was thinking about loving and caring and nurturing your kids, or your lover, your partner, your family. It's like, no, yourself. It needs to start with you. What you do to you, when you do it for others, the more that you love and care for yourself, guess what? The more you'll love and care for other people, no strings attached. That's kind of the revelation. A lot of times we do stuff for others because we need something in return. And it's not always just a reciprocity. There's some manipulation. We get to our true intention. When you truly are loving yourself, centered on yourself, not self-centered, centered on who you are. You're really in your body, know yourself, you're caring for yourself, loving on yourself. When you express harmony, benevolence, love, kindness, peace towards others, it comes from abundance. It doesn't come from lack or scarcity. Over. You don't tell people that's how I'm you. I can't change you. I hope to be able to have the gift of voice to inspire actively you to change yourself. Whether or not you do it is up to you. Whether or not you try to give up, whether you really see it through, that's all on you. I was told directly from source. My job is to just speak this. What you do with it is yours. I can tell you though that when you hear, uh oh, turn this off, turn it off, don't listen no more. You hear this, you're accountable. When you hear this message, you just keep listening, responding, um, it, it's going to get because you're going to be given course correction. You may run in this direction, you're being told to go in that direction. So you're going to get course correction. Something's going to go wrong. You went over there, but you really should. And so you can keep this as a receipt. Told you so. Gotcha. When you're running through the work you need to do in this life, and this is the most important, it's to heal emotional wounds, to set yourself free, to be fully embodied in your humanity, to be filled with love, joy, peace, light, kindness, and to release all the pain, all the suffering, all the guilt, all the sadness, all the grief, immersed in the body, filled with love, joy, and peace, and light, to share that with the world. That's what I believe we were called to be. And if you decide to skip out on your calling, it is your choice. Love you guys. I hope this message brings you some new perspective, fresh understanding about what it takes to step into the deep end, to really get deeper in this journey we call become a little bit each and every day. Humble somewhere, holding ourselves accountable, making the world a better place, healing ourselves, loving ourselves, transforming ourselves. It's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. It's so easy to just keep doing the same. It gets old, it gets worn out, leaves us always craving, always wishing that something was different. I hope you'll consider joining me along this journey. If you're interested, the 1% Journal is located in the shop down below, or you can go to resultscoexcuses.com. You can also join the Breath of Life Healing Circle, resultscoexcuses.com. Click on the link. I'd love to invite you and see you this coming Sunday, session 3, Breath of Life Healing Circle. Sunday, 8:45. Drill. Results. Kill excuses because if it was easy, it would be